Hello everyone, welcome to my shop. In this video I'm going to be installing a rival 4x4 forged aluminum gas tank skid plate on my 6th gen 2024 Ford Ranger. This is an XLT, but the skid plate works on all models of the US or North America market Ford Rangers. I'm going to go ahead and get the vehicle in the air, get some cameras and lights moved around, and we'll go ahead and get started. Should be a pretty easy install. Before we get started, just real quick going over what comes in the kit. You've got the fuel tank skid itself, 2 mounting brackets, a bunch of bolts, some washers, and a couple of flag nuts for the install. In this case, there's also a blue vibration dampener that was not installed on mine when I got it, so I'll go ahead and install that as part of the install as well. Although it's not perfectly clear in the instructions, you do need to remove this plastic skid plate. It's not really a skid plate, but this little plastic guard over the fuel tank. I've seen some mixed stuff online, but I've already tried to install this once, and the rear bracket will not clear. So this whole plastic piece does need to come off. There are 4 13mm nuts that you need to remove. This should be nice and light, so it should be easy to take down, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this and we'll get started. With the plastic cover out of the way, the next thing you're going to do is loosen this factory tank strap bolt here. I've already loosened this because, as I said, I've already tried to install this one time, but ideally keep your fuel tank, do this when your fuel tank's a little bit lower in fuel, but you've got a slot. I said front bracket is the shorter, smaller bracket. It has a tang on one side and a slot on one side. This is designed to go right above the bolt there, and then now we'll go work on getting the other side on. Next up, we need to go ahead and get this bracket up. There's a pocket up here, and this tang needs to get up into the pocket above the tank strap. It is a little difficult. Well, it's a lot easier without the plastic plate on there. So go just slide it up. If you can pry it out, it's better. You'll avoid messing up some paint here. So the next step, you've got this flag nut, which does not have the wire attached to it, and you need a bolt and a washer. You're going to insert the flag nut from the back side with this piece sticking out. Once you have the flag nut kind of back in place, you can start hand threading the nut in, or hand threading the bolt into the flag nut here. At this point, with the bracket secured or mounted up on both sides, we're going to go ahead and tighten the tank strap nut on the other, or tank strap bolt on the other side, and the bolt on this side. Torque spec is 35 foot-pounds. For the rear bracket, we're going to come back to the rear tank strap on the outside, just right by the leaf spring. There's another bolt. We're going to again loosen this because we're going to have to sandwich the bracket above this factory bolt. With the bolt loose, I'm going to go ahead and work on fitting the bracket up into rough position. There is a short side and a long side. The short side goes up to the frame rail, the long side goes towards the inside of the truck. We're going to again push up and slide the bracket into place. The next step is going to be to take the flag nut that they provide that has the wire attached, and you're going to have to fish it up between the tank strap here and the frame. You actually want to twist it to come in, and the goal is to get it to this hole right here so that you can see the thread in the hole right there. At this point, I'm going to take a bolt and washer and start to try. You can't put really much pressure on this at all, or you'll push it up out of the way. So it's actually a little bit easier to hold onto the wire and go ahead and start that. And then I'm going to go ahead and basically flex the bracket above the bolt. As far as the wire goes, just tuck it up out of the way. Make sure that it isn't going to hit anything. I'm going to probably tuck it just straight down. I'm kind of follow the bracket, making sure that it's nowhere near the plastic fuel tank or any of the electrical lines or the drive shaft. The next step, just like with the front, is going to be to tighten both the original tank strap bolt and this new bolt to 35 foot-pounds. The last thing we're going to do before we install the skid plate itself, if This blue rubber isolator was not installed when your skid plate arrived. You want to put it the large side on the top side, because again, this is supposed to potentially protect any vibration against the plate up against your fuel tank. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get the plate up into place. Before you do this, you're going to want to have the two bolts and washers ready to go for the backside, so you don't have to hang this thing up for too long by two bolts. So unfortunately, I've found that for whatever reason, you're supposed to be able to install these loosely in here and slide the plate on. I have not been able to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and just hold the plate up into place. Fortunately, this is a nice lightweight aluminum plate. I'm going to go ahead and get the first bolt started. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one, and once I do that, I can gently let the plate rest. Now I'm going to come back to the back and align and hand start the bolts in the back here. Once all the bolts are started, double check and make sure everything looks like it's going to clear, and then you can tighten all four bolts down again to 35 foot-pounds. And that's it for the install. Overall, pretty easy. Would be a little bit easier on a lift like I have it, but it wouldn't be too bad on the ground either. All torque specs are 35 foot-pounds. You should probably go back and double check these after you've driven the truck a little while. Wouldn't even be the worst idea to put some blue Loctite on it. Again, wasn't clear in the instructions, but I did have to remove the plastic tray from underneath the fuel tank. Otherwise, the U-shaped bracket in the back didn't fit. I think some earlier versions of their kit did not have a full U, so maybe you could have left it for that. But overall, pretty easy install. There will be some more videos to come for this truck. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.